Alright, I'm about to draw a picture right now of Madara from Naruto. I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I'm about to just draw the picture and talk while I'm drawing it. I guess it's a nice change of pace from doing a regular speed painting. If this seems random, that's because it is, so here we go. Right now I'm about to just make my first layer and do the line art over this drawing that I have right here, Madara, and get started. So let me start naming this before I even do anything. I had a bad habit of like making a bunch of layers in Photoshop and not naming anything while I do it. Alright. And I'm about to be lazy today, so yes, I'm using the pen tool a lot. You know what? Fuck that. I'm not using the pen tool. I'm actually gonna draw this out. And by the way, I will be using profanity. Let's see if I can get used to drawing with this tablet pen. I'm really not used to doing this. Alright. So far, so good. The reason why I chose to draw Madara today, I felt like I have way too few, that's grammatically correct, anime drawings on my channel. And I was almost gonna draw Teen Gohan and thought to myself, I have 0 Naruto characters. And I actually do enjoy Naruto, or did while it was on, up until the end. I don't know, the whole after it came off, Naruto just got a lot disinterested with it. I've tried watching Boruto. It's okay, I guess. Bad. I'm still calling all of the characters by their parents' names still. Like Shikamaru's son to me is still Shikamaru. Like I don't even see a difference between him and his father, to be quite honest. They're the exact same character essentially. Some of the other new characters up there, like Choji's black daughter and who else? The little, I guess the pale weird kid that's always staring at the moon. I'm a couple episodes behind. I think I only saw like the first 5, so I'm not sure exactly what he's up to. I haven't watched none of the what the hell are they? The little Boruto the movie or Naruto the Last. I didn't watch either one of those. I had no desire to watch a love story about Naruto and Hinata. I really don't care. And I wanted to watch Boruto the movie, but I just never got around to checking it out, so I just started watching the show instead. The last couple episodes I saw of Boruto, he was trying to figure out how he was using the Byakugan, I guess. Which hopefully in this series, the Byakugan will get more respect than it did in Naruto. That's a whole nother discussion, I guess. But yeah, in any event, I have no Naruto drawings and I wanted to get one done. So I'm drawing Madara. Madara, however you want to pronounce it. And Madara was so badass in Naruto as well. He was the fucking man. Very rarely do I watch any type of manga, comic book, movie, whatever the case may be, where the villain has a goal that's a little less than noble and the good guys just don't stop him. Like his goal was to basically, paraphrasing a little bit, but his goal was to just put the world to sleep essentially and make everybody dream a perfect world for themselves and just leave them in this matrix, which the debate could be made how you want to look at in terms of real life, but He wanted to put everybody basically in the Matrix and leave them asleep while he controlled the world around them that they were basically dormant in, using the moon. And he did it. Like, that's so crazy to me, to have such a crazy plan by a villain and him actually achieve it. To the degree that he was murdered in the most BS of circumstances I think I've ever seen in a comic before. Well, if I think hard enough, I'll probably be able to come up with one, but off the top of my head, I can't. Madara was unstoppable. He was beating the shit out of Naruto and Sasuke, and then out of nowhere, he just turns into a woman. Like, he's just Kaguya. I don't understand it. Just white Zetsu appears, and Madara's just a woman now. I don't know. That was Naruto towards the end. I don't know. Like, the story was so fun for me in the beginning up to that final arc. Like, a lot of the inspirations that I have for the webcomic that I'm currently working on, check the link in the description for Shadow Assassins, by the way. Naruto was like a giant inspiration for my comic. Like, Naruto was amazing to me up until that final ninja war. I don't know what the fuck started going on after that. So many questions just stopped being answered. I guess some of them didn't even matter. It was just stuff that was just made into the comic for no reason. Like, I don't know. Those last two chapters, I guess, made it worth it, though, seeing what happened after the whole ninja war. I guess now the ninjas have computers and whatnot. Like, that's the way we live. Like, they're using tablets and computers and stuff. I don't know. It's interesting to look at. And Naruto became Hokage anyways, so I guess we no longer have to hear him whining about becoming Hokage, so that's great. Really sounds like I'm just beating the shit out of Naruto. You would think that I didn't like it, but I fucking loved it. While I'm on the subject, while I'm still doing this line art, which is probably the reason why I'm rambling so much, because there's not a lot going on. It's just me going over the lines that I have drawn in the picture. Make this bigger. If anybody has a suggestion that may see this at some point of a good shonen manga, how do you watch manga? A shonen anime to watch, a new one, I would love to see it, but I'm not really sure what's out there right now. I'm kind of removed from it. I started getting into Attack on Titan, and I wanted to watch it rather than go and read the mangas, because I started getting way too far ahead in the mangas, and I had no idea if a second season was ever going to come out, so I just stopped reading it at all. And I stopped. Well, of course you can't watch it, there's nothing new, but I was keeping up with Attack on Titan, and I was watching Toriko. I got disinterested with that too, though the premise of Toriko is still hilarious to me. He's a fighting chef. Like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, I got out of Toriko as well. I've started getting back in Boruto. I hope I'm even pronouncing that right. And I started watching, I guess, making comics myself. I got really into a show. Somebody pointed me in the direction of Bakuman on Hulu. And it's basically, it's the made by the guys who made Death Note, and it's essentially an anime about two manga creators trying to get their manga made into an anime in Shonen Jump, which is an amazing premise to me. And it's actually a really good show, showing a lot of the struggles that a lot of artists go through at Shonen Jump. There's so many times where I watch those episodes and think of what's his name, Tite Kubo, the maker of Bleach, however the fuck you pronounce his name. I thought of him a lot while watching the show, especially when it came to all the decision makings with the editors and whatnot. which Bleach is another one. Like, I spent most of my, I think, teenage years watching Naruto and Bleach, and they're gone. And now it's like I have nothing to fucking watch, or I don't know what to watch at this point. Now is also a good time to ask, if anybody comes across this at some point, if anyone knows if there is a Berserk anime, please give me a link or point me in the right direction to find that, because Berserk is also an awesome manga. And I've seen some Berserk movies, but I haven't necessarily seen an anime, which I'm not even sure if one exists, but I'm sure someone will tell me if it does. Alright. Of course, every time I do one of these tutorials, I pick someone with a lot of crazy hair to draw. And Madara by no means has normal hair, so... Which, what anime character does, I guess. Let's see. And I said I was going to stop using the pen tool, and I so fucking haven't. Alright. And I gotta get out of the habit of using the pen tool so much. It's just, I hate erasing a lot. And I'm always having to erase when using the tablet drawing it. Which I guess the only way to stop that is to just keep practicing, so... I'm actually going to try that before your very eyes right now and try not to use the pen tool as much. Which I kind of lied and said I was going to do that earlier and went right back to using it. Force a habit, I guess. Alright. If you hear a lot of noise outside too, I don't know, there's a bunch of fucking trucks around in the area. I don't know why they're so loud right now, but whatever. And that's like the third or fourth time one's passed by the house. Nope, it's not trash day or anything like that in my neighborhood. They're just driving past loudly for whatever reason. Alright. Look at that face. Still contemplating whether I'm gonna draw him with the Sharingan or the Rinnegan. It's kind of why when I drew the picture, I just left his eyes as is. Let's see, continue drawing this, which I think I need to make the lines bigger for his armor. Alright. And this week's about to be pretty exciting, which it already has been. I just hit 100 subscribers for Shadow Assassins. Which, thank you to everybody who subscribed to it. If you haven't, once again, click the link in the description and make sure you do. I had a bunch of side projects that I'm about to start working on this week. I should have a store coming out on Gear Bubble pretty soon, which I plan on doing a video about that shortly. And I'm going to a WWE live event Saturday, I want to say. I believe it's sometime this week. That's not good when you don't remember the dates of stuff that's been paid for, but in any event, I'm going to a live event this weekend. I think it's a Raw house show, which I like going to house shows better than live events anyways. I don't have to sit and watch garbage matches with commercial breaks and the wrestlers stalling for commercial breaks, etc., etc. Watch the show on the screen, none of that stuff. I just get to go and see wrestling. Which the last show I went to was an NXT show last year, so yeah, this will be pretty fun. Alright, let's see. And I'm back with the fucking pen tool, which I've done so much of his hair with it at this point, I might as well just keep going. That's about to be my next painting video. The next time I do one of these, I'm just gonna force myself to not use the pen tool, because I'm even used to using the shortcut pressing P on the keyboard. It's like I really need to stop doing this. Alright, this crazy hair. That face is killing me. Alright. Man, Madara was so awesome. The whole Uchiha family was cool to me. Even whining Sasuke. Which, I mean, if you just came home one day and you saw your brother standing over top of your dead parents that he had just supposedly murdered, I think you'd be a little depressed and whiny too for the rest of your life. At least you'd be trying to kill somebody. Imagine that's not a normal thing to come home to from school. And then to have him do it knowing he can kill you and he just spares your life, like, that's gotta be fucking horrible. And as I say that about Itachi was one of my favorite characters in Naruto. Yes, the family murderer was one of my favorite characters. What a comic. I don't know what the fuck that says about me, but in any event. Which, as we all know, it wasn't just Itachi who did that. Nor did he willingly do that either. It would almost be as if, like, a government agent or something tapped you on the shoulder and went, hey, I just need you to kill your family for me. And what are you gonna say, no? Which I'd imagine most people would, and just take the loss of getting killed. I don't know who could live with killing their family, but you know, in most cases I just think somebody would be like, do me in, I'm not gonna murder my family. Like, that's insane to me, but whatever. Ninjas, I guess. That's Naruto. Oh, alright, now I get this creepy face done. Oh, I knew there was something else I was excited about this week. I also just found out that apparently, and I'm a gigantic fighting game fan, apparently the new DLC character in Tekken 7 is Geese Howard from the SNK fighting games, which I still have yet to get King of Fighters 14, and I really want to. But I already have Tekken 7, so I guess that was more of a priority for me, whatever. But Geese in a Tekken game, his trailer looks amazing. So I'm curious to see how that actually comes about. Alright, now I can get rid of that. And the scam image is in here as a background layer. Alright, hide the scan. The white background so I can see. Okay. I got the line art finished. Make sure I save. Oh my god, and I have not been saving at all. Yeah, if this would have crashed, I would have been flipping the hell out right now. This video probably wouldn't have been getting finished today. Yeah, well, who am I lying to? But in any event, I'm done with his line art, and now I'm about to go ahead and color in the line art. And we'll go from there. Here's the fun part. Actually, no, it's not. The fun part is the shading of these drawings. The blocking in pictures is kind of boring at the moment. And boring by comparison. I still love doing this, but the shading and bringing the actual picture to life is what I really love about this. Alright. How bland do I really want that blue to be? Damn it. Alright, I guess I'm gonna roll with that. I'm not changing this color anymore. Alright. Select all these pieces of his armor. Alright. Find a nice, this dark red color. straps is holding all this armor together. And the more I draw and color this, the more angry I get at the way the Madara died in that freaking manga. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, one of the most badass moments of Madara's existence to me, and there's many, but one that really stands out was, I think he was talking to Hashirama, and Sasuke was plotting to, like, he had that giant, I don't know what he was doing. I think he had a sword or something. No, Madara had the sword. Sasuke is behind him, and he's plotting to, like, walk up on Madara and, like, attack him and try to kill him from behind while he's preoccupied with Hashirama. And Madara is not even, he's having a full-on conversation with Hashirama. He's not even paying attention to anything around him, at least so it seems. And Sasuke's just creeping up on Madara. And then out of the blue, Madara just, without even blinking, just sticks the sword behind him right through Sasuke and impales him. And just tells Sasuke, you have more than enough time to try and kill me. And then he goes back and finishes his conversation with Hashirama. As if he didn't just stab somebody. Like, it was the craziest thing. Like, Madara was the man. Even down to the point where he was in an Idu Tensei body, which is basically a reanimated dead person, and he just brought himself back to life through it. Like, he just made himself human again. Like, I don't even understand how he knew all the jutsus and whatnot to make himself do it. Like, he was just amazing to me. The most badass character in all of Naruto. And they killed him on such BS. But anyways. Alright, go ahead. And I guess, let's see, how am I going to go about doing this Ronnigan? I guess I'm going to make it the Ronnigan at this point. I also feel like the Ronnigan and the Byakugan gets absolutely no respect. So everybody's Sharingan happy. And anyone who sees this who doesn't watch Naruto or pay attention to any type of manga or anything will have no idea what all these Japanese words that I'm saying are right now. Just be completely lost. Alright, colors blocked in. Color the background black. I'll figure out how I'm gonna fill that in later. So it's not just Madara standing in a void, I guess. Alright, name this layer. Fuck! Once again, I haven't been saving anything. Damn. Alright. I'll go back in here and keep coloring. Alright. And now, the fun part. The shading. Ah, what the? And there's a mosquito in my house. Fantastic. It just bit the hell out of me. Damn. Boy, did that just distract me. I forgot what I was about to say. Alright. Take a step back and shade underneath his arm here. Why the hell can't I see? Oh, live and learn, I guess. If it's hard to see exactly what I'm doing right now, that's because I'm an idiot and I don't have the opacity up on the brush, so let me turn this up to at least 10 and try this again. I'm just gonna save for the hell of it. Alright, that's more like it. I can see what I'm doing. I was sitting there drawing and I'm like, why can't I see the brush strokes that I'm making right now? So let me go over and back in the wrinkles in the shirt again. That was crazy. Fuck. Alright. Well, I hope the rest of y'all's day is going alright. And if not, I hope it gets better. Alright, that's a lot better right there. Darken this area right underneath the armpit and the actual arm. And clean that up just a tad bit. And I was actually told about 2 years ago that the brush strokes that I was using when I did these digital paintings look very sloppy. And basically I have found a brush that's pretty solid and kind of harsh for doing shading with. And I shade with it anyways, regardless of how harsh it looks. And now my shading and highlights look even harsher than they did before, and I've sort of made it my style. So to whoever that fucker was on DeviantArt, thank you. I now have an art style thanks to you, and it's the exact style that you told me looked bad about my artwork, so I appreciate it. I feel like I've improved drawing this way. Alright. Which that is so weird because it is such a sloppy, and being honest about my own artwork here, it's such a sloppy way to sort of shade in a drawing. But I like it. And it's kind of the way that I want my shading to stand out. If that makes any sense. Probably not, but whatever. I knew what it meant. Oh, fuck. Alright. Okay, save again. There's also a tip that I've just learned. Oh, not that I've just learned. I've known it. I've just never put it into practice for whatever reason. That I'm gonna actually try at the end of this painting. And hopefully if somebody else who sees this comes across this, they'll start to do it as well, or at least keep it in mind. So yeah, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it towards the end. Alright. What the hell with that? I think I'm gonna just make this entire glow darker, which I might as well have just colored it the darker color, but whatever. Alright. I'm actually leaving that hair alone for now. I don't know why the hair and the face are the last two things that I like to draw. I draw the face last simply because I don't know, it just works better in my mind if I work around the face and make the face fit in with the rest of the picture. Just to me, it feels like if I ruin the face from the outset, I'll mess up the rest of the drawing as a whole, so I just save it for last. That way I can gauge how the face looks within the rest of the composition. Once again, this is me and one of my own hang-ups. By the way, shout out to Draw with Jazza. Get a lot of painting advice from his channel. He's an amazing help with his tutorials and whatnot. And I believe he has an anatomy book that just came out, so anybody needs help, also check his channel out. Or at least help with their painting or drawing. He's also one of the few people I've seen on YouTube to still use Flash animation, which is awesome. God, that was sloppy. Alright, let me fix this shading here and zoom in. I have no idea why I'm this far out. Also trying to figure out what characters I'm gonna do speed paintings of next, or paintings of next, and upload as speed paintings, I should say. I've drawn a picture recently of Rogue from X-Men that I plan on uploading pretty soon. There are a couple of wrestling ones that I want to get done. I'm trying to think what else though, or at least that I'd like to draw. There's so many things and characters that I haven't drawn yet that I want to. I also got a suggestion from somebody that watched my Mortal Kombat tribute drawing that I did, where I drew the original 7 from Mortal Kombat in the pit stage. I guess is to celebrate the anniversary of Mortal Kombat, which is, it's amazing that that game is about 25 years old now, but whatever. I'm getting old, I guess. Well, of course I'm getting old, I'm 27, but in any event, somebody gave me a suggestion of drawing the characters of Mortal Kombat 2, And when I read it, I thought to myself, yeah, I'm probably gonna do it. It was an awesome idea when I thought about it for a second. It's like, yeah, I might as well just go ahead and draw, was it the 12 characters in Mortal Kombat 2? So when I do it, it's going to be much longer, which it took me about 2 or 3 months to get the first one done, which only because this stuff was happening in the springtime of this year, so I got out of practice with it. But yeah, it should still be a pretty daunting task nonetheless to get that done, but I plan on doing it anyways. And go through and check that out if you haven't. Just a compilation of all the Mortal Kombat 1 characters. I just hit the hell out of my elbow right now. Fuck, that hurt. But yeah, it was a nice little compilation drawing out of all the Mortal Kombat 1 characters. And I like doing it. And it also gave me a chance to... Actually, the whole purpose of me doing that tribute was I'm really poor at drawing backgrounds. And I need to improve at it, so I'm trying to draw more and more backgrounds in my pieces. And I just wanted to draw the pit from Mortal Kombat 1. That was pretty much the basis of me doing that. And the more I thought about it and realized that it's the 25th anniversary of Mortal Kombat 1, I decided, fuck it, I might as well just draw everybody. And so I did. Though I quickly regretted it because I ended up drawing characters that I'm not really fond of. So it was a chore getting those, motivating myself to get those characters drawn. But I did it anyways. Quite proud of myself for drawing Kano. Which, not that Kano's a bad character in Mortal Kombat or anything like that. He's awesome to play with. I just don't really fucking like Kano. It's not for me. Which just gave me the next drawing I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna end up getting a katana drawing within the next week or so. Katana, who is hands down my favorite female fighting game character ever. Is that the strong statement to make? Is she number one? Yeah, she is. If I keep pausing, it's basically because I'm concentrating really hard on certain pieces of this drawing. And right now I'm doing the hair when I really hadn't planned on doing this yet. I don't know why I came off of the face, but whatever. Okay. Alright, at this point I think I'm gonna have to make this background white so I can see what the hell I'm doing with his hair. Matter of fact, I got a better idea. Select the outside of the drawing and make it white. And there we are. I might have explained this in a previous painting that I did with commentary on it, but at least when I work in Photoshop, sometimes it'll have these weird, I might be able to show it, just make the whole thing white for a second. And of course, the one time I'm trying to show or demonstrate what happens, it doesn't do it. But what'll happen is it'll have these weird white, small white lines in between my line art and colors. And it doesn't show up in the finished picture, but it shows up while I'm drawing it, and it annoys me to no end. So I found by just having the background be black, it makes it easier to stomach and deal with. So that's one big reason why I'll draw on a black background. Another reason why I draw on black backgrounds too is any picture where I'm gonna have really intense shadows, which this might be one of them, which I heighten the shadows in later, but any picture where I have really intense shadows, I'll draw on a black background just because I'll be able to see how dark the picture's coming out and how dark I want to make it. Looking at it on a black background instead of a white one just makes it easier to see. And I actually got that tip watching a documentary on Batman the Animated Series, where apparently they did the entire show, whereas most cartoons back in the day when they would draw them and then make them however the hell they would start animating the drawings themselves, they would paint the actual pictures for the cartoon on a black piece of paper instead of doing a white one like every other comic had ever done at that point. But they said they did it to give the cartoon an overall dark tone because it's Batman. And I thought that was awesome when I heard it. There it is. Redo. You probably can't tell depending on the quality of this camera, but in between the lines right this second, there's just these weird little specks of white from the background layer that's showing up in there. And if I get close, see, they go right away. And I back up and draw from afar and I see them again. But if I do that, it goes right away. I don't get it, which I'm not sure if that has to do with the anti-alias or what's going on, but whatever. Getting rid of it now. Alright. Save again. Once again, I have not been saving. Glad I backed out too. Just noticed something that I haven't worked on. That's these straps before I get to the face. Really putting that face off in this picture. Alright. Okay. Get the rest of these straps in. By the way, if you haven't already, follow me on all my social media links. Every last one of them is at Shadow Assassins. And the links are in the description. I try to make it a point to post. I'd like to stay away from social media as much as I possibly can, but I want to put my artwork out there and post on there as frequently as possible. So sort of a balancing act of putting stuff on social media while sort of sidestepping the bullshit that's on social media. So, which I'm pretty good at. That's backwards. Alright, let me go back. Instead of putting that shadow there, I need to put it on the other one. There, much better. The same thing down here. Oh shit. Alright. And straps down at the bottom. I almost forgot about. I'm also dead serious too. If anybody knows of any good shonen out there to watch right now, please point me in the direction of it. I probably should invest in getting Crunchyroll at this point. Alright. Save again. I think I need to record these more often because I'm saving a hell of a lot more than I normally do. Which is good. Alright, now I'm gonna start working on his face. His eyes, he looks fucking insane. Which, while essentially it's sort of messed up that he was trying to play God essentially and put the world to sleep and control everyone's thoughts and dreams and all the other stuff, it was kind of noble what he was trying to do. He wanted to end war and whatnot. And he felt like if he could control people's thoughts, he could end sort of war and suffering and all the other stuff that people goes through. That's in a psychotic kind of way, that's a good thing. Then again, I'm sure most horrible people in history had a similar mindset, so maybe I just should leave that alone. Maybe that's what Kishimoto was going for in Madara, I have no idea. All I know is he was a badass. And Hashirama too, considering that for as crazy as Madara was, Hashirama was always able to, up until the little last incident in the Ninja War, he was always able to handle Madara pretty well. Alright. I think I'm gonna touch the hair back up a little bit more. Also just noticed the problem. I'll get to that in a second. I actually stopped using the pen tool for a while. I'm kind of proud of myself. Alright. Here in this eye. Alright. Do I even want to? Yeah, what the hell? Alright, now I'm going to actually close this layer out and do the line again on his color layer. I hope I don't screw this up. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, I'd love to know why this is white up here. Should be no cut in any of these layers. And it's in the shadow layer. What the hell was I doing? Okay, that's better. Alright, now I'm about to play with my shadows a little bit before I do my highlights. So let's see here. First, I'm gonna intensify the shadows just a tad. Actually, I'm not even messing with that. I like the way that looks, so I'm gonna keep it. Simply put, I just duplicated the shadows that I did on top of one another. Just as a lazy way to get it done, if you want to look at it that way, but whatever. And now what I'm gonna do is actually I need to duplicate this just in case I screw this up. So I'm gonna lock this, turn it off, and duplicate this. And now I'm gonna play with my shadows a bit. So what I'm about to do is go to Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, Cancel. Before I do this, the hell I'm doing right now, I'm cutting off the line art. I'm actually gonna have to make this white. So cut the line art off, cut the color off, and just leave the shadows. And what I'm about to do, actually yeah, that white. What I'm about to do is I want his shadows cool and his highlights to be warm. So I'm going to cool the shadows down by colorizing the hue and saturation on the layer first by hitting the colorize button in the corner down here by preview. And I'm turning the saturation all the way up, and I'm going to sort of lighten it up so I see what color I have here. So it's red, need that to be cooler, so let's try a purplish, almost magenta like color. And I'm not gonna darken it all the way until it's black, but I am gonna darken it some. And so reddish darkness to it, and save. Now I'm gonna put it on top of my color and see how it comes out. Now here's the original shadow on the drawing. Let me make the thing black again. Here's the original shadow on the drawing, and with the color change is that, which might be a tad bit too intense, so I'm gonna play with it a tad bit more. And there we go. Alright. I'm gonna actually just tone down the other shadow layer and combine it so it was nice and dark and creepy looking. And now I'm gonna save. I still haven't been saving. And now I'm gonna do his highlights. How many times have I said "and now" while I've been doing this? I just heard myself and it felt like I just said "and now" at least 5 times in those 2 sentences. And now, and now, and now. Anyways. Fucking idiot. Alright, now I'm gonna do the highlights. Just finish the shadows. And eventually the same thing that I just did to, I think my phone's going off. I could be wrong, but I'm nowhere near it at this second. I'm basically going to do the same thing to his highlights as I did to the shadow. Which his highlights already sort of looks wrong to me. So, alright, that's better. And once again, I don't know why the fuck I started with his hair. Alright. Fuck! Alright, still trying to get used to this damn tablet pen. And not the pen tool, but God, the pen tool makes things so much easier. This crazy freaking hair. Alright. 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 I'm drawing all this armor. Okay. I got those upper shoulder pads done. Now to deal with this. Actually. Um, Very shiny armor I just gave him. I think because I've just made this so damn bright, I'm just not gonna shade his shirt at all. Or do the highlights on his shirt, I should say. Holy shit. Alright. I'm gonna stop for a second, see how I'm doing on time right now. 1 hour and 2 minutes. Alright. If you are still awake listening to this right now, I am almost finished. Actually, before I do anything else, you know what? I'm still leaving his eyes alone for this second. I'll get back to that. Let's keep working on. Alright. Actually gonna erase this because the thing that I did with the shadows, I actually don't want that on the Ronigan. So I'm just gonna erase that entirely. Redo the shadows. Please tell me I'm doing this in the shadow layer. Yes, I am. Thank God. Alright. Lock that back up. Save. And now I'm going to go back into his eyes. And try to create. That's not what I had in mind. Try to create a bright effect within his eyes here. Alright. Now, do the opposite of what I did before. Save this beforehand. Lock this out. It would be a nice idea to name this as well. That's horrible. Oh, that's why it's so damn bright. Okay. For a moment, I couldn't figure out why it looked so bright in this picture. Alright. I'll cut all this off again. Leave it black because I'm trying to see his highlights this time. More saturation, colorize. Actually, because I filled the shadows, though, I did make it a tad bit cooler. Still appears to be a little too red for my taste. So I'm gonna do the opposite with the highlights. And it's actually not bright enough. It's literally looking blue. Alright. Darken these shadows just a tad bit more. Alright. And now I'm gonna work on a background. I have no idea how I'm about to make look, so this is all about to be sort of spitballed out here. See. New layer here. What the fuck? Why? Okay. Creepy black ice moon smoke, I guess. Get some stars back here. If you can't see what I'm doing at this moment, I'm just clicking in random spots with a small white brush just to make some stars in the background. It's probably an effect or something I can use to make this quicker, but whatever, I like doing it. Use a slightly bigger brush. Do a few more stars in certain spots. And one last big brush. A bigger one than that. Too big. I'm trying to find one isolated spot. There we go. And I'm gonna take this, name it the moon. And I'm just gonna color over this. And I don't know why I'm trying to shade on white with white. more detail in these craters, I guess. And get some background illumination in, and I think I will be done with this picture. What's happening right now? Okay. Alright. And that's it. That's my drawing of Madara. I'm glad you all able to stomach this with me if you're still here. And I'm about to sign this. And I'm out.